The story begins at 6 o'clock in the morning. The police forcefully enter Adil's house. Addie gets panicked and says, "There must be some misunderstanding. You can't just barge into someone's house." The officers show a search warrant and say, "We are in the right house. Where is your son, Jamie?" Then Luke steps forward and goes straight to Jamie's room, saying, "Jamie, at 5:15 this morning, we are arresting you on charges of murder." They tell Jamie, "If you have any sharp objects or weapons, hand them over to us." Jamie gets up from the bed. His pants were wet at the time. So Luke says, "Should I call your dad?" His dad comes and changes Jamie's pants. Meanwhile, the police start ransacking the entire house, collecting evidence. Officer Miller informs the family, "We have arrested your son on murder charges." Meanwhile, Jamie keeps shouting, "Dad, Dad," from the police car. At the police station, they introduce him to the sergeant. The officers tell the sergeant, "We've arrested him on murder charges, and he's only 13 years old." The sergeant talks to Jamie and says, "I don't care whether you committed the murder or not. I'm just going to ask some questions, and you need to answer them truthfully. Do you know anything about your rights? Do you have a lawyer? Or should we provide one from the station?" Jamie asks for his dad to be called to discuss these matters. The sergeant explains, "Jamie, a detention has been approved for you, under which the police can interrogate you regarding the case. Jamie is now detained for a year. The officers also tell Addie that Jamie wants him to be his supporting adult, meaning he should be present during the interrogation and testing. After that, a doctor comes to Jamie and asks him some questions, such as, 'Do you know what it means to be arrested?' Jamie answers, 'Yes, they think I committed a murder.' She asks another question, 'Why might you need a lawyer?' Jamie replies, 'So that I don't give a wrong answer under pressure.' Through such questions, she assesses Jamie's mental condition and later informs the officers outside that the child is mentally completely stable. After she leaves, Jamie says to his dad, "Dad, I didn't do anything. You believe me, right?" His dad gets emotional and says, "Jamie, I trust you more than I trust myself." After that, the officers arrange for a lawyer who first meets Jamie's dad and family, and then starts gathering details about Jamie's case from the officers. The lawyer asks about Jamie's protocols, such as whether they tortured him or provided him with food. Then Jamie is called. His pictures are taken. Jamie meets his lawyer, and then a medical test is conducted, which includes checking his DNA, fingerprints, and taking a blood test. Afterward, the police officers ask Jamie for his phone's password, but Jamie's lawyer refuses to allow it. Following this, the police officers ask Jamie to take off all his clothes. Hearing this, Addie, Jamie's dad, gets furious. The lawyer explains, "This is protocol. We cannot stop the police from doing this." Everyone else turns their faces away, but in front of Jamie's dad, the police make Jamie strip and check his entire body for any signs of torture or scratches. Seeing his son go through such physical trials, Addie is completely broken. The police officers took those clothes with them and gave Zami other clothes to wear. After that, the lawyer explained to Zami how to handle the police interrogation. He said, "You should mostly say no comment to the questions, but you can't say that for every question or you'll get trapped. You can answer the easy questions. But for questions related to guesses, just say no comment. At that time, your dad and I will be with you to defend you. No one will put pressure on you." The interrogation process began. The first question asked was, "Where were you last night?" "What were you doing?" Zami replied, "No comment." The officer said, "We've obtained a report from your school. Your educational progress is quite good, but your behavior has been bad for some time. Can you tell us why?" Zami responded, "I don't know." Next, the officers asked about his friends' names, but Zami said, "No comment." The officers said, "You can tell us. It won't cause any trouble for them." But Zami replied, "After what you did to me, I'm not telling you anything." Then the officers placed some adult content pictures in front of him, which were from his Instagram handle and had received many likes and comments. The officers asked, "Zami, what's all this? Do you feel attracted to these kinds of girls?" Zami answered, "Yes." The officers then asked, "Do you want a friend like that?" Zami replied, "No, they're much older than me." After that, Zami was shown pictures of his friends from his Instagram handle, and this time he revealed their names. When asked, "What do you guys do for entertainment?" Zami said, "We hang out and play games." The officers asked, "Were you playing with them last night?" Zami replied, "No comment." Then Zami was informed about how the police suspected him of murder. His clothes weren't found at the crime scene last night, but his expensive shoes were found there, still stained with blood. Zami had burned his clothes but couldn't bring himself to destroy his expensive shoes to which he was very attached, and those shoes ended up incriminating him. The officers returned to the point. An officer asked, "Do you know a girl named Katie?" Zami said, "Yes," and then asked himself, "Was she murdered?" The officers immediately caught on to his words and saying, "So you know what happened last night?" Zami made this one comment and ended up going against himself. Then Eddie was asked, "Where were you last night?" Eddie said, "I was on duty all night, and when I returned in the morning, you people came immediately." Zami was directly asked, "Did you kill Katie?" Zami replied, "I didn't kill her. Someone else must have done it. You're misunderstanding me." He was then told that Katie was stabbed 7 times with a knife. The officers asked, "Are you behind all of this?" Zami was shown some pictures taken from CCTV footage, clearly showing him following the girl. They asked, "Why were you following her?" But Zami denied it, saying, "That's not me." Then they showed him the CCTV footage, which clearly depicted how the girl pushed Zami first. Zami got angry, grabbed her, and stabbed her to death. Seeing this, Zami started crying, and Eddie was shocked, realizing his son could commit such a heinous act. Officer Luke said to him, "Look, Zami, everything is clear. We have solid evidence that you murdered that girl. Would you like to apologize to her mother?" Zami didn't respond to this, and the interrogation ended there. Only Eddie and Zami remained in the room. Zami said to his dad, "I didn't do it, Dad." But Eddie had seen everything. Still, he hugged Zami and said, "What have you done?" Here we see Officer Leo arriving at the school for interrogation. Before that, he messaged his son, who also studied at the same school. He began the investigation by talking to Katie's friend, but Katie's friend was very rude to him and didn't give proper answers to any questions. After a while, it was time for the school assembly. One of Katie's friends grabbed Zami's friend and started beating him, saying, "You're the one who killed my friend. You're awful." The teachers intervened and stopped their fight, and that's where the boy had been beaten up. Another boy comes to him and teases him, saying, "You got beaten by a girl," and because of this, everyone starts laughing at him. Officer Luke feels very strange seeing the environment here. Now Luke starts investigating this boy, whose name is Ryan, and tells him, "I want to investigate you regarding a murder." Then Luke asks about Jamie. "How was Jamie's mood yesterday?" He replies that it was normal. The second question asked is, "Do you know anything about the weapon Jamie used to commit the murder?" Hearing this question, Ryan gets a bit nervous and starts to leave. Seeing his behavior, Officer Luke and Misha realize that Ryan is hiding something. After this, Officer Luke's son comes to meet him and demands to talk to him alone. His name is Adam, and Adam tells Officer Luke, "I want to help you with this case." He shows Officer Luke Jamie's Instagram, where they see that Katie was bullying Jamie. She was calling him an incel, insulting him, and challenging him that no one would ever be in a relationship with him and he would never get married. Everyone who liked Katie's comments was supporting her, meaning all these people were collectively bullying Jamie. Adam tells Officer Luke, "I can show you many such comments. You should take note of this." Officer Luke asks, "Do people here bully you like this too?" But Adam says, "No, nothing like that happens with me." The officers come to Officer Misha and say, "All the assumptions we made about Instagram were wrong. It's not Jamie who's wrong here, it's Katie. She, along with her friends, was bullying him." The principal overhears this and feels very regretful about it. So far, these people haven't been able to fulfill their purpose of coming to the school. They still haven't figured out where Jamie got the weapon from or why he killed Katie. Officer Luke feels that Ryan must know something, so he immediately goes to Ryan's classroom to catch him. Ryan tries to escape through the back door before they arrive, but Officer Luke catches him. He first asks Ryan, "Why was Katie insulting Jamie?" Ryan says, "You can ask her other friends about this." "Why are you after me?" The officer says, "They are not as close friends as you are. Understand the situation. A girl has been murdered. Tell me, did you give him that weapon? When the officer pressures him, Ryan admits, actually, that weapon was mine. Because of this, Officer Luke arrests Ryan so that further investigation can be done at the police station, as he might be involved with. Here we see that Eddie, who was very embarrassed because of his daughter, comes to the murder site and places a bouquet for Katie, praying for her soul. In the next scene, we are shown that a psychiatrist has come to assess Jamie's mental condition. She gives Jamie a sandwich she brought and starts talking to him about random things. After a long time passes like this, Jamie asks her, "Why aren't you getting to the point?" Jamie tells her, "I want to see your notes. I want to know what you write about me." The psychiatrist says, "I can't show you that. It's only for the judge so they can assess your mental condition." Frustrated, Jamie gets angry. He says, "Why don't you just put me in jail once and for all? Why do you keep bothering me like this?" The psychiatrist explains, "We don't have a proper place for you yet. This place is secure for you." He gets furious, stands up and says, "Does this place look secure? This is a torture center. I hear someone screaming and shouting every minute here." In his agitation, Jamie knocks over his cup. Hearing the commotion, a guard comes to check if everything is under control. The psychiatrist lies for now, saying everything is fine, and then goes outside. She relaxes a bit and watches the CCTV footage from that exact moment when Jamie overreacted, trying to understand him through his body language. After that, she returns to the room angrily and tells Jamie, "I'm not here to take your confession. I just want to understand you, okay? Now I'll answer your questions properly." She first asks Jamie, "What was the relationship between your dad and your mom? What kind of behavior is this?" He says that all this has nothing to do with my dad. Now the psychiatrist asks him, "Is there any girl who likes you?" At this, he gets agitated and says, "Girls don't like me. In fact, they don't even want to come near me because I'm ugly." The psychiatrist responds, "Oh, so how does that make you feel?" This question deeply upsets Jamie, and he says, "You shouldn't have asked me that question. You should have comforted me saying, 'No, that's not true, you're lovely. Can't you talk like normal people? Do you even know what it feels like to be ugly?" Jamie continues, "The other psychiatrist was better than you. At least he understood my point." Then the psychiatrist says that a judge needs the opinions of two people. Hearing this, Jamie aggressively stands up and starts shouting again. Hearing the commotion, a security guard comes in and tells Jamie to calm down. Seeing this, Jamie, in a very angry tone, says to the psychiatrist, "What's this? Are you some kind of queen that your security guard is telling me to talk to you calmly?" In anger, he starts pacing back and forth. Meanwhile, the psychiatrist is now very scared, fearing that he might do something wrong to her. As his anger subsides, Jamie sits down. The psychiatrist resumes the session and says to Jamie, "In the last session, you said that at school no one liked you and your two friends. Kids used to bully all three of you. They would spit on you from the window and even hit you. Is that true?" Jamie says, "Yes, it's true." She then asks Jamie, "You've posted a lot of models on your Instagram. Do you like them? And you've also posted a picture of yourself. Did you post it thinking people would start liking you and girls would be attracted to you?" Jamie outright denies this. The psychiatrist then shows him some comments from his Instagram handle, including comments from Katie. In these comments, Katie was bullying Jamie, and many people had liked her comments, meaning a lot of people were supporting Katie. The psychiatrist asks, "Did she do this only to you or to someone else as well?" Jamie says, "Only to me, because I look ugly." Then the psychiatrist asks, "So what did you say to her in response?" Jamie says, "I know you're asking me this because you've seen the video of Katie's murder. But you can't make me confess things like this. In that video, only a boy's visible. What's the guarantee that it's me? That video could be fake too. I didn't kill her, though I should have. I talked about taking her out, but she started bullying me. I could have done anything that night, but I let her go." After hearing all this, the psychiatrist only gives Jamie this advice before leaving. "Jamie, if you get any mental health services after this, you must join them." Before leaving, Jamie asks the psychiatrist, "What do you think of me? How do I seem to you? Do you like me? Tell me." "Okay, tell me this. Will you tell all this to anyone else?" "Don't tell anyone." He had become aggressive again. Because of this, the security guard starts dragging him back to his room, And as he leaves, he shouts, "Please tell my dad I'm absolutely fine here." After he leaves, the psychiatrist thinks, "What a strange boy. He has no remorse at all for murdering a girl." Anyway, the scene cuts, and about 13 months have passed in the story. We are shown Jamie's family, who still haven't recovered from the grief of what Jamie did. Today was Eddie's birthday, but he wasn't happy at all. Eddie received many birthday wishes, including a greeting card from his dad with 5 pounds tucked inside, and another greeting card from Jamie, in which he had drawn a sketch of his dad. At that moment, Eddie's daughter comes and says, "Dad, someone wrote nonsense on our car." Hearing this, Eddie gets even angrier, and when he goes to clean it, he realizes the paint is permanent. They can't go anywhere with a car like that, so he immediately decides to take the car to the car center. He takes his daughter and wife along because he feels that if they stay home alone, someone might trouble them. He also yells at his neighbors, asking, "Did you all do this?" But everyone denies it. Now even the neighbors don't treat them well. At that moment, 2 kids on bicycles. They pass by. Those who, from the side, say, "Had fun, didn't you, Nan?" And Eddie gets extremely angry and realizes that this was the work of those 2 kids. Well, they were just about to leave. So Eddie said to one of his neighbors, "Can you keep an eye on our house from the back? In fact, tell all the neighbors about this duty. Nowadays, that's all you people do. Watch our house." Eddie throws all the blue paint onto his car. While he was doing this, he also encountered those 2 boys outside who had written "Non" on his car. Leaving everything else, he grabs the boys and starts questioning them. "Why did you do it?" The boy, scared, says, "Sorry, I was just joking." Eddie says, "Is everything a joke to you? Is our family a joke? Your one act ruined our entire day." The boy was about to laugh, but Eddie, showing his hand as if to slap, says, "If even a hint of laughter comes out of your mouth, I'll make sure you regret it." When Eddie lets him go, the boy starts running away, and Eddie picks up his bicycle and throws it after him. When he returns to his car, the security guards start talking because the place had gotten quite dirty due to the paint. The security guard says, "Who's going to clean this place?" Eddie behaves rudely with them too and says, "I'll give you money. Get this place cleaned, and if you say even a word, it won't end well for you." Eddie's behavior was showing how Jimmy's one mistake had deeply affected his life and mental health. Now he was getting hyper over small things. When they get into the car, they receive a call from the police station, and Jimmy wants to wish Eddie. Eddie says to him, "I'm glad you called, and I liked your car too. Tell me, is everything okay there? How is everyone treating you?" Jimmy says everything is fine there, and for whatever isn't, they shouldn't worry. "I'm halfway through it now. I'm thinking I'll just confess." Hearing this, silence falls in the van. Jimmy says once more, "I'm sorry, Dad, but I'm going to confess my crime now." Seeing the intense atmosphere, his mom cuts in and starts asking him about his health, and Jimmy says, "I thought I was only talking to my dad." Anyway, he talks a little with his mom and sister and then hangs up. The whole atmosphere turns sorrowful. They keep crying even after arriving. Eddie's wife, worried, goes to him and explains, "Look, Eddie, Jimmy confessing his crime is better for all of us. His life will move forward, and we'll be able to move forward too. Think about this. At least we know Jimmy's alive. The mother of the girl Jimmy killed can never meet her again." Here they discuss that perhaps there was some flaw in their upbringing. After this, Eddie goes to Jimmy's room and sees that Jimmy had decorated this room with his own hands. But now he won't be able to use any of these things for the rest of his life. Thinking this, he bursts into tears.